Hey everyone, we're back with a What Sold video. I'm sorry for the delay. We're a couple days off. Just been busy. It's the holiday season. We're also getting ready for a move out of this place into another one, trying to find a new place yet, but our lease is going to be up. We haven't found one, so hopefully we'll find one here pretty soon. Hopefully it'll be a lot bigger and I can have my own office or at least a nicer space in the garage to do some work. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. I do apologize again that we're a couple days late. I'm going to try to work on, in 2020, doing some better uploading, maybe splitting up the What Sold video into a couple of clips. More of a vlog style, just because then I don't have to do it all in one bunch. I can maybe do a couple of smaller edits at a time and see if that works. My wife might help me out too. So hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, please let me know. One question I did want to answer. People have asked me what I'm doing for promoted listings, like what percentage. I'm pretty much promoting almost every item that I have at 1.1% or something like that. Very small promotion, but just enough to help elevate me a little bit. I would say on some promoted things, if you're the only item that's listed in that category or the only particular or only one of a few, promotion's probably not going to make much of a difference. But if it's a pretty heavily saturated category, then maybe the promotion would help a little bit. So I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of sales since I've done it, but I can't say for sure. It is Q4, so maybe it's a combination or anything. But I know that question did come up, and again, it is at like 1.1% for almost all my items. So hopefully that takes care of that question for those of you that asked. And then if you have any more, just let me know. Take care. Hey everyone, back with the sales update for Monday. A pretty good day to start off. I think 12 or 13 sales in total, something like that. And I have one more to show you guys that is in storage still. So we'll jump right in. This is pretty cool. It's a wheel to like a trike. It's a Huffy green machine. I found this in the trash by our house. Someone had put it. We have dumpsters for the condos that we stay at, and the whole machine was there. This little trike thing, but it was missing the steering column stuff, and it obviously was broken. I looked it up, and actually people were selling the seats. I decided to pull the wheels off, and this one sold used for 25 shipped. So it's going to cost like 10 or 12 to ship it, but I might make, I don't know, $8 or so, $10 when it's all said and done, which is pretty good for something that was in the trash. And I have two wheels to sell, and then I have the seat, which should go for around 30 or so. So pretty good. These are some like cold weather, like wet pants, camo pants from the military. It's supposed to be like, I think, water resistant and stuff. These sold for 40 shipped. They came in a big buy I had from Storage Unit Guy with a bunch of other military stuff. Two video games, Crash Bandicoot for GameCube sold for 12, and Infamous I think sold for 13 shipped or something like that. This is a LG remote. I love selling these little fan remotes. Sorry for the focus there. This one was 50 cents at a garage, so I always pick them up. LG, Hampton, all kinds of ones will sell. This one sold for 15 shipped by itself, so pretty good deal for 50 cents. This is a Wherever. We'll probably have to try to come out a little bit. Maybe you guys can see it. There it is, Wherever Professional. I think this is what the brand used to be before it became Cutco. I bought a bunch of knives for $5 at an estate sale. A bunch of different kinds. This one was in there. It looked like the Cutco style with the handle, so I thought for sure at first it was a Cutco, but it's a Wherever. It's still sold for 15 shipped, so pretty good deal there. Here's some more military stuff. Are these over boots? These ones ended up selling for 18 shipped. They're not going to make a whole lot because they weigh over a pound, obviously, and they are like not going to fit in the padded flat rate or anything. So we'll still probably cost about $8 or $9 to ship them, but we'll make $6 on them. I had like 3 pairs, so it's one listing. They're all brand new, sealed. It was worth selling it that way. Here's a Sony Walkman, sold for 21 shipped. Does work. I love selling the Walkmans. Usually anywhere from like 18 to 30, 35 for most of them. There are some ones that are worth a little bit more, but that one sold for 21 shipped, I think. Here's a Lego City set. This is from the $1,600 buy. I have 2 of these ones. This little guy sold for 18 shipped. He'll go first class. And then these 2 items came from the same deal on a Friday. Estate sale. The guy had been open for 2 weeks straight. This was the last, I guess, second to last day of his sale. And this stuff was still sitting there with some other stuff. There was a Harley Davidson service manual. There was a Sea-Doo manual, a Harley Davidson owner's manual. And I ended up getting this as well. I paid $45 for everything. This sold for $75 in one day. I took a best offer of $75, so that was awesome. And this is a Humminbird 200DX fish finder. It's actually brand new in the box, and this is what he said. It's got the plastic on it and everything, so Doesn't look like it was ever used. All these parts are still sealed, so I don't think it was used. Even that has the plastic on it. He said it was given to him as a gift, I think, for his boat. He opened it up, was going to mess around with it, and then put it on the shelf, and then he said he got sick and he never had a chance to mess around with it. I actually paid $30 for this piece out of the 45, knowing that it was in good shape, and this sold for $160 shipped. No one really had one listed that was in this condition. Most of them used or going for like 70, 80 bucks. I listed mine high just to see what would happen, and it sold in about, I don't know, 4 days for 160. So pretty good deal there. We'll get that packed up, and then I'll show you guys what else sold. Hey everyone, final sale from Monday, this Realistic Pocket Vision 2. This was in a big electronics lot I had bought. It does not work. I sold it for parts for $17 on a best offer. It's going global shipping. Hey everyone, one more sale from Monday. I thought that was the final one, but it's not. Here's one more. This is a Catherine Home or something Holland dish. I paid like $6 for this at Angel View, which is a thrift store near me. Has some wear. I just thought it was super cool with the color and everything. I did a little bit of comping while I was there, and I saw some of them do sell every once in a while, and this color one seemed to do okay. It's taken a while though. It finally sold for 45 shipped global shipping program. It is a bigger item. It's not super heavy, but there is some weight to it. But you got to be careful with some of these because they can break. So you got to pack it really well. So we're going to pack it up in this box and get it out of here. I think it'll end up costing maybe almost $18 to ship it just because of the size. So we figure 45 minus 15 to 18 bucks in shipping plus the 6. There's still some money to be made there. Not an amazing profit. And like I said, it did take a few months to sell. So maybe worth looking into in the future, but just kind of depends on what your margins and your time frame is to sell. Hey everyone, we're back with sales update for Tuesday. Pretty good sales day for sure. I still have 2 more things to show you guys. One of them is a really good deal, so I'm excited about that moving out. So we'll jump right in though. We sold 2 Halloween things. First, this Winnie the Pooh by Telco, little light up pumpkin here. This was $7. I bought it from a reseller sale. They're actually moving, and it was their last sale in our area. They're moving like out of state somewhere. I bought this and some other microphones and some pretty good stuff from them. I paid $7 for this guy. She wanted 15. I offered her 5, and then we back and forth, and she accepted 7. She knew it was worth more. I did too, but it ended up selling finally for 35 shipped. It'll go priority mail. Probably cost like 10 or 12 bucks, I think, because it's not going too far. And pretty good deer though. We're not going to make a ton, but it's still cool, and it's Halloween, so I'm glad it got out of here. And then this is like a crocodile or a alligator or something Halloween costume. It's like super nice quality. This was $3 at a garage, so I think it's a size 7/8. I'm going to move out of the way because it's super big. You'll see on the screen kind of more what it looks like, but that was $3. It sold for a best offer of $37.50. I just had an offer of 25 on it like 2 days ago. I countered with 35, hoping they would come back at 30 and we could get the deal done. They backed off, and I kind of was like, man, I should have took the 25. Could have made some easy money now. Luckily, someone came through and offered more, $37.50. So awesome deal there. It's not too heavy, but it'll probably cost again like $10 or so to ship. It's not going in a padded flat rate, that's for sure. Too big. Here's a shop manual. It's a Komatsu Galeo PC 200LC-TL. You can read all that if you want. It's a hydraulic excavator. I bought a bunch of these for $90. I think I sold one last week, possibly, or maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Sold one recently too, probably this weekend, past weekend, and I bought $90 for like 7 or 8 of them. And there was supposed to be a cat one in there. I mentioned this before, but that one just has gone missing. So I didn't double check when I was there. The guy was in a rush. That one was worth like $300, which is the main reason I bought it. But I still will make great money. This one sold for $140 shipped. I want to say we're around 300 to 400, 450 in sales. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track, but I still have like 4 or 5 more of these left. So it's a really good deal so far. Here is an Asics set of shoes. I think these are like throwing shoes, hyper throw. I don't know if that's what they're actually for, but you can kind of see they have a little bit of wear on the bottom. They're not perfect, and there's some staining here, but I looked this particular model up online, and some they did sell pretty well. I paid like $12 at Savers for these, which normally I wouldn't do probably in this condition, but the comps were pretty good, and I took a best offer today of 45 shipped. They're going to somebody in college. The parents bought them. They told me they're sending them to their kids, so he wanted these ones, so they ordered them for him. So $45 there. Here's a Spider E-marker paintball gun. I sold it as is. I don't know if it works at all. I sold it for 45 shipped. I had paid 10 for it at a garage sale with some other stuff. I was getting an awesome deal on everything else, so I figured, well, I'll pay up on this one because he didn't want to come down lower than 10, and it sold for 45 shipped. It'll again probably cost like 12, 13 to ship at Party Mail. It's not going too far, but we'll make a little bit of money there. It's still a good deal, but if you can test it and you confirm it works, this particular gun does all right. A couple other things. Here's the what is this? The Next Men is what it is. The Next Men comic lot. There's all these in here. I bought a bunch of Dark Horse comics and some, like, I guess they're like not your run-of-the-mill superhero type stuff. So I bought a bunch of these for 10 bucks from one of my sources. I've been selling off little lots of them, and this lot sold for 30 shipped full price. So we'll just go on a padded flat rate. We'll just pack them nice and tightly, probably put some cardboard in there too, and then ship them out for 30 shipped. Here's a Sambo's coloring book. This was, I don't know, like a quarter or something, which is what it was originally sold for. I think that's what I paid too. It's definitely old, you can tell. It's got that front part missing out there, but overall, nothing's really colored in it, so that's cool. It sold for 15 shipped on a best offer. I had it listed at 20 or best offer. I've had like 4 or 5 walkers on it for the longest time, and I've sent offers out for 15 and no one's bought it, but someone finally did, so that was cool. P90X 3, it's missing 2 discs, I think, 1 or 2, yeah, 2. This still sold for 20 shipped. I paid $1 for it. And then lastly, this is a Oster Sunbeam 4807 bread. So you can see there's some like scratching in here. I did put that in the listing. It'll still work to make bread. I used to get these bread makers all the time, and I could part them out. Mainly the paddle was the easiest to sell, the little thing inside that kind of spins around. That would sell for like 10 to 15 shipped, depending on what model you had, different brands. And then these things usually go for anywhere from like 18 to 30 shipped. This one I listed higher because it's actually pretty heavy. It's like a thicker metal. I sold it for 30 shipped, but it's taken, I don't know, almost a year to sell. I was on the higher end of the price. Just got to wait till I guess there was not enough listed and someone bought mine. But mine did have some scratching here, but again, still sold for 30 shipped. So I'll get that packed up and out of here. Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Final 2 sales from Tuesday. This Encyclopedia Brown little books here. These are from the library sale I go to. I ended up paying like $3 or $4 for all of them, and they sold for like 23 shipped. They go medium mail, so it's only going to cost a couple bucks to ship them. And then pretty good deal there. I like to sell books. I've said that before. They do pretty well. Here's the better deal. These realistic metal tapes for the professional. The reels they have been used, but I sold them as is. These metal ones are harder to come by. They ended up selling for, I sent a best offer to watchers out at $150, and they ended up selling for $150 shipped. So as you can see there, I got these at an estate sale. I think I had like $5 or $10 in all of them, and ended up getting $150 shipped, which is an awesome deal. So that's it for now. And I already had a bunch of stuff sell for Wednesday, so you guys should see that. Hey everyone, we're back with the sales for Wednesday. Really good day. Nothing else to show you guys unless something else sells in the next an hour or so, I guess it is. But we'll jump right. I think there's like 10 or 11 sales here. Starting off, we have the Cowboys, like Cliff Angle crew neck sweater. It has a couple of little stains on it, but still pretty cool. Big old Cowboys spell out on the front. This was like $6 or $7, I think. Thrift store ended up selling for full price 50 shipped, so great deal there. I don't get too worried about stains on like certain vintage or like kind of unique items, because I've found that sometimes they'll still sell even with a couple of marks on them. So if it's real egregious, obviously don't want to pay too much, but some of them still sell. I did try to get them out, but they wouldn't come out with the stuff that I was using. So maybe someone else will have better luck. These are the Crocs I like to sell. These like little cobbler, I think is what they're called, ones or whatever. These were $5 at a like a church kind of. They have a thrift shop, but it was like a church sale, I guess. I bought 2 pairs, one brand new for $5, and then this one for $5. The brand new one sold like on a best offer of $35 or $32. These ones actually sold full price for 40 shipped, so pretty good shape. A little bit of wear in the bottom, but overall good. I've sold these ones quite a few times now, so 40 shipped on those. Here's like a military gas mask. It does not have all the pieces it needs. I just sold it as is, kind of like as a prop or costume or something like that. Ended up selling for like 40 or 50 shipped. So that came in the big military stuff from Storage Unit Guy. This is like a little symbol, a little splash symbol, I think is what it's called. An 8-inch one. It does have some marks, but it looks to be in okay condition. I paid like $5 for this, I think, from one of my sources. I bought a bunch of stuff, and I think he said 5 on this one. Ended up selling for 33 shipped. I had some offers of like 20 or 22, so I was hoping to get at least like 25, 28 for it, but someone paid full price. Here's a Bible, a Nelson Study Bible. This one's pretty good. This is the Complete Study System. Sorry it's not focusing. Maybe it's a little better. I don't know. I'm not a camera whiz or anything. I'm just a regular guy trying to show you what's sold. So I pardon the camera work. This thing is pretty cool. If you were looking for a Bible, it's actually really great. It has a lot of good little things you can get for the studying, kind of keep you on track and give you some extra information. But this was, I think, $5 to $7 out in the States. That was pretty high, but it sold for 45 shipped. I knew it was a good one and it sold well. Here is a bunch of LightScribe discs. These were unused, but it's not a complete sealed system. These still sold for 40. Look out for LightScribe CDRs or whatever they are, or DVD RW, stuff like that. The LightScribe ones seem to do the best. Here's a bunch of little Toy Story Army Men. There's like 4 of them. They sold for 8 shipped. They were in a big box of video games and toys I had bought, so I just pulled them out and listed them together, and they ended up selling. Here's a case knife. It's all beat up. I don't even know where I got this. I gotta stop doing that. Maybe that'll be better. I don't know where I got it from, guys, but I just found it one day in a basket, and I couldn't remember how much I paid, so I don't know. I listed it for 50 or best offer. I took a best offer of 40, and it's out the door. Here's a WarioWare for Game Boy. That sold for like 22 shipped. Pretty good deal there. I think that came with a Game Boy I had bought, and I had paid like $20, but it came with that game and a bunch of other games. Man, this thing is just not focusing. I apologize. Here is Michael Jackson, The Experience for the Wii. That sold for 10 shipped. And then this is another Dyson part to one of the, I think it's the DC-14 or whatever, DC-07, one of those vacuums. I pulled this little elbow tube off, and this, I guess for a lot of people, breaks or whatever, and this one sold for like 14 or 15 shipped. It's super light. It'll go first class. So that's everything for right now. I'll show you guys if anything else. Hey guys, back with a what sold video for Thursday. Pretty good day here. It's an interesting day. I've had a lot of sales go through and then cancellations. One guy had the wrong address. I canceled the order, told him to relist it, and he said he was going to buy it right away. Still hasn't bought it. I have 3 or 4 sales that are waiting on payment still. Maybe 5 actually from the past 2 days. So we'll see what happens. But a lot of stuff still did go through. So usually for me, the ones that don't pay right away are ones where offers are accepted. It seems like if someone pays full price, I don't have it require them to pay up front or right away, but usually those ones go through. It seems like it's the best offer ones where you'll wait and wait and wait, and then sometimes you have to cancel. So you don't want to hear about that, though. Let's get into the good stuff. What sold? The Santa Claus blow mold. It's like a 14-incher or 12-incher. You'll probably see on the screen. He is a vintage one. He is 1968 Empire. I got 27 shipped for him. He doesn't even have the lights. I bought him for $5 at a garage sale. He didn't have the light. I was hoping I had one, but I didn't have the little light that goes inside of him. So I sold him as a replacement unit, and I got the 27 shipped. He's super light. He'll just go in a box with some bubble wrap, and he'll be fine. These little ones from the 60s, like a snowman one, I sold both of them once, and I think I got $55 for them. They both worked. So that was a pretty good deal then, and this was a really good deal at 27. So I'm happy about that. I'm hoping the person saw, clearly it was advertised, it did not have the lights, so hopefully there's no issue. Some video game stuff. Here's an Alpha Max 3 Street Fighter for PSP. This sold for 10 shipped. Just the cartridge. Here is a Monster Rancher 2 for the PlayStation. Just disc only. That sold for like 22 shipped. I spent $2 on a big one of those like zip cases of games. It wasn't full. There were like 10 or 12 games in there, plus some Legos, plus some odds, and then the guy only wanted $2 for the whole box. So it was a good deal. That already made plenty of money back, and we have a bunch of other games to sell to there. So disc only though. This is Far Cry 4 Limited Edition Xbox One. You can see the label and the case is trashed. I sold it for 9 shipped. Usually get a little bit more for this one if it's in better shape, but 9 shipped is fine. This is probably the worst buy of the whole day of things that sold. These are the Sandra Lee homemade cookbooks or whatever they are. They have one for slow cooking. They have comfort food. There's actually a couple of duplicates. I didn't even notice it at first until I listed them, then I put that in there. I paid $5 for the whole stack. They finally sold after quite a few months for 50 shipped. They will go media mail, so that's okay, but I honestly wouldn't buy these again. They're heavy. They take up a big spot on the shelf. And after media mail, the profits are okay, but you never know when something like this is going to sell. And when you have a big, heavy media mail item, there's a good chance it gets inspected at the post office at some point. I've had more of my bigger item, my heavier ones, get inspected at the post office to see if it's still media that's in there. And the problem, what I've heard from some stories I've read, is usually when they go to tape them back up, or if they open them back up, they don't tape them well enough, and then that's when this package gets opened up on the way. Books go everywhere, and the person gets an empty box. I've had it happen like once or twice, where stuff has just gone missing, and I think it's because they had opened it up, because I taped mine down really nicely, but they unfortunately opened it up and then didn't get it sealed back nicely, and it ended up getting lost. So I don't like to ship too heavy of media mail items, but I will have to on this one, and those will go out. But we made okay money, so we'll pray that everything gets there safely. Here are some shoes. These are like FootJoy, like, I don't know, snake skin, alligator or something. I think it's alligator is what it's called. I don't know if it's real or anything like that, but that's just a pattern. You can see somewhere on the bottoms, but overall there's still a lot of life left. It's still hard down here. Usually I feel on the bottom of the shoe to see if it gives, from like moisture and stuff like that. If it does, definitely not worth picking up. But these ones looked really good. The comps were a lot listed, like for hundreds of dollars, like 100 and something, 120, 140 brand new, but not really many had sold. I finally got an offer today of $55 straight out the gate, and I had paid $8, so I said that person can keep them. It's not worth me keeping them. That's a good profit for an $8 pair of used shoes. I don't know when someone's going to come and buy to make another offer, so happy about that. This sold just a little bit ago, this Time Out with Britney Spears, like a little VHS box set. I bought a bunch of yearbooks and a bunch of books and videos and CDs and stuff from one of my sources, and he charged me like $90, I think, for everything. And then this is the first thing to sell. It sold for 20 ships. So I think we'll do well with all the yearbooks. It's just going to take time. And the books, and I have a bunch of sheet music and different recording type stuff and like guitar books I still have to go through. So those will probably get listed. There's some money there. I looked some of them up already. So that was pretty cool. Here's a 2-order sale, which I don't usually get a ton of, at least not at the same time. Here's a DS that sold for like $39.99 or something like that. It's a black one, DSi, I believe it is, with a charger. That does work. And then this is a Tony Hawk American Skateland for DS. Just a cartridge sold for $9.99. The person bought them together, so super cool there. And then, not lastly, here's this little military belt. This one sold for like $13, $14 shipped. It came out of the big military. I don't know what. I had in it probably a couple bucks or whatever, but it sold for $14 shipped. It just barely makes it first class, so that's good. And then the best sale is this Garmin. I forgot the model number. Oh, the Edge 510. It's just like the little head unit here, and then the little charging cable. This was $1 at a garage sale. The guy said it worked. I was able to power it up. It seemed okay. It was doing the GPS. I guess it's for like, he said for cycling or whatever. I'm not an expert, but I listed it. The comps were all over the place. Some for over 100, some for 80 to 90. Someone offered me like 85, and I was processing if I was going to take it or not. I had it listed at 110, and then the guy bought it full price right after that. So I'm not sure what he was doing. He's a newer eBayer, so I'm hoping everything's okay, but 110 shipped on that. It was only $1, so that's pretty cool. So look out for those Garmin Edge 510s. I do have at least one more thing that's been paid for, so that'll show up next in the clip, and there might be a couple other things. Hey everyone, back with the final sales from Thursday. Pretty good to have 3 sales coming through at the end of the day. Sold this iPhone X box for like 10 or 12 ships, something like that. It's like a 64 gig silver edition, I think. It's sold. It just goes in a padded flat rate, or not a padded flat rate, a padded poly mailer, and ships out like that first class. Here is a Gizmo, I believe Gremlins plush. This is a vintage one. My son actually got it at a garage sale, and then he didn't want it anymore, so I said, well, we'll sell it, and it did sell. It's got the tags and everything. He sold for a best offer of 40 shipped. I think he was like $1 or something at a garage sale. And then this is another manual from the manual lot. This is a Toyota 1993 MR2 repair manual, only volume 2, sold for 45 shipped. The guy wrote a message that he's looking to fix his vehicle, and this would be really helpful. So I'm glad that this finds a new home. That's, what is that, 95 or 85? That's like almost $100 in sales, which is pretty cool. And then I'll show you guys what sold this weekend. Hey Hey everyone, we're back with the What's Sold update for the weekend. I think like 28 or 29 sales to show you guys. One of them's not here, and we still have a little bit of time left, so maybe something else will sell. We'll start off with the clothing, just to get right going here. Not something, like I said, I'm focusing too much on, but some stuff selling, and certain things I'll still pick up. So this was $1, this Disneyland Happy New Year, I think is what it is, 1995. Crew neck. Thank you, son. We don't need to play with the paper right now. Sorry, guys. He's trying to help out a little bit early though on the packing because we haven't done the video yet. So this is a Mickey Mouse. It's like a pinkish color here. Disneyland again, Happy New Year 95. I got 2 of these. I paid $1 each with a bunch of other Disney stuff. Some of it had some wear, some stains, a couple things, but these were great. I ended up spending like $7 or $8 on everything I bought there, and it was from a guy who used to work at Disneyland, and I guess he no longer works there, and then his kids were selling off some of his older Disney stuff. So $1 into this, and I got 2 of them, and it sold for a best offer of 35 ships. So pretty happy with that. This is a, who is it? Lewis something, I think. It's a Steelers player, number 83. Not a common jersey. It's the old screen print one. This was, I think, $3 or $4 at a thrift store, and it sold for like 29 or 28 ships, something like that. This is an A-Rod, an Alex Rodriguez Yankees jersey. Bought this from a source that I had, and it is got a lot of stains on it, and it's still sold for 60 shipped. Someone bought it as a Halloween gift, even with the stains, so not sure why. I've always done well in A-Rod jerseys or Derek Jeter jerseys. They still sell. That one's pretty nice, but aside from the stains, but someone obviously picked it up and they want it for Halloween. Hopefully we won't get a return right after Halloween. That'd be frustrating. This is a Cordell Stewart Steelers jersey. I didn't get it in here good enough because a little fold there, but Cordell Stewart was a Steelers quarterback. Pretty nice guy. I mean, pretty well respected. Not like some superstar or anything, but this is an old champion jersey. His sold for, I want to say 20-something ships, something like that, so not a whole lot. This is a retail arbitrage. It's a PlayStation shirt from Marshall's. I think I paid $3.99 for this. It was on the clearance rack. It's a size small, so it's super small. Not the best size when it comes to buying clothing, in my opinion. But it's still sold for 22 shipped on a best offer. It goes first class, and it only took a couple months to sell. So for retail arbitrage, I've done a little bit of it, Marshalls and Burlington and stuff, and some stuff I've done well, and some stuff we're still sitting on. So here's a Pendleton. This is like that corduroy material. I bought 2 of these coats for $2 each. One was like a darker greenish one, and there was this one that's a little bit lighter. They are the XXL long, which is a really good size. I think there was a tiny little mark on the bottom on one here. Not really noticeable, but I did put it in the listing. This still sold for 50 shipped. I sold the other one for 35, took a best offer. Someone finally paid full price in this one for 50, so that was cool. And this is a Disneyland, like a varsity almost style jacket. You can kind of tell. You probably have seen these ones before. I know they have like one for Eeyore, and I think Pooh has one, things like that. So these were, this was either $3 or $5. I don't remember. I picked it up at a garage sale. It had one stain on it on the sleeve that I couldn't get out. There was one on the denim that I did get out. It still sold for 60 shipped on a best offer. Some people get so weirded out about stains and stuff, but if it's on something classic, unique, vintage, or something that's going to sell, I usually pick it up if the price is right, take a chance, because some people they just want this look. They're okay with a little bit of the staining on the sleeve. They just want this type of jacket. You're not going to find a ton of them, and it's worth picking up. Now, if you have something more generic, like a Brooks Brothers, non-iron or whatever, yeah, you don't really want to stain on that one. But if it's something unique like this, don't be afraid of a stain. It's not always going to be a deal breaker. Granted, I'm not a closing expert, but as you can see, I sell stuff with stains all the time. We'll go into some things here. This is a really good VHS, Barney, the Backyard Show. Sold for 28 shipped, just for one little VHS. Awesome deal. Picked it up at a garage sale. I picked up 3 Barney tapes for like $1.50 or $2, something like that. And the other 2 didn't have a lot of value individually, but I'll just lot them together with other ones. But this one, $28. So Barney ones, even the DVDs, there's certain ones that do a lot better than others. So $28 is an awesome deal for a used VHS. One video game going out, Knights, A Journey of Dreams, sold for like 10 shipped on the Wii. Here's the Dungeons and Dragons module B2. This sold for 18 shipped. Came out of a big lot that I shipped over from Florida when I came back after my brother's wedding there. So this was given to me by my grandma. They were cleaning out some stuff that my uncle had, and I've been selling them off and making some good money there. So here's a Super Mario, it says 4 book. It's got like all these little things, but obviously it's not in English. This sold for 40 shipped though. There was one listed for like 70 or best offer. So I listed this one, just kind of copied their listing, and I took a best offer of 40 this weekend. So a little nervous about that because I have no idea really what it is, but we'll take 40 bucks. It was in with a big video game buy I had from Storage Unit Guy, so it was awesome to just throw in there. This is a pretty good book set if you can find it. It's called the Alpha Pets. Bradley in the Great Swamp. There's like an alligator one. I don't know if he's in here, but yeah, I think Albert's special day is an alligator. Meet the Alpha Pets. These ones, if you have the whole set, you could get 50, 60, 70 bucks depending on what you have. I sold just these 5 for 15 shipped. Happen to have them. I was waiting to hope I'd find more. I just decided, let me just list them and put them in, we'll see if someone buys them, and someone bought them for $14.99. They're going media mail, so no big deal. We'll still make some money there, but it's worth looking for. These are Disney coins. I'm not going to pull them out. You can see I have a ton. I sell them in lots of 5, and I've only sold 1 lot prior to this, but I just sold another lot this weekend, so I'll grab 5 coins out of here. I paid $5 for a bag of coins. These in there, and then a bunch of like doubloons or whatever they are from like Mardi Gras. I already sold those, I think, for like 40 or 50 bucks in a big lot. And then I'm going to sell these in lots of 5 at 10 each. So it's going to take a long time, but we'll take it. 10 bucks for, 5 they're going to go first class. We'll make like 5 or 6 bucks on it. So cool there. This is from the $1,600 buy. It's a Star Wars Empire Strikes Back C-3PO. This one is the, what is it called? The Kenner, I think it's like the classic vintage, the vintage Star Wars. These ones seem to do really well. This guy sold for 38 shipped, and I had a lot of offers on him constantly. $30, $25, $32. I was hoping to get 40, but someone came at 38. He says the best he would do. I just took it to get rid of him. Here's a TDK D90 16 pack. Wasn't sure if these were worth a whole lot because they were just sitting on my shelf. I guess I had never looked them up, but they sold for 22 shipped. I think I paid like $2 or $3. Granted, you're gonna have to pay a little bit to ship them out because they don't go media mail. New media won't go media mail, but we'll still ship them out. They can still probably go pirate ship based on the size, and they may ship out for like $8 or $9. So we'll make a little bit there. We're not gonna get rich, but we'll get rid of them. Okay, son, thank you for the background noise. Here's a Logitech Harmony remote. This is Harmony 1. This was $3 at a thrift store. It had a bunch of gunk on it, like just like sticky residue. Cleaned it all off. It didn't have a charger, but I found one while I was there at home or something that matched it perfectly with the same voltage, and it fit. It works beautifully. It sold for 38 shipped. So I just took a bunch of rubbing alcohol on the sides of here and got this all cleaned up. So does work beautifully. Happy to get rid of that. Here's a little figure. I think he goes to maybe Mega Bloks or something. You'll see on the screen. He was $10 shipped. Not going to make a ton there, but he was in the $1,600 buy as well. I recently bought, for 80 bucks, I bought a couple of knives, some Polaroids, a couple of DVD sets, and some other cameras. And then I bought 4 huge boxes of CDs. And then these are the first set to sell out of there. The New Kids on the Block, 2 of them sold for 12 shipped. And El Chicano, the Millennium Collection, that sold for 13 shipped. So we're already starting to make money. Plus, all the ones that were not valuable, my wife took those and she scanned them into Declutter or one of those apps, and it gave her like 59 bucks. So she's going to ship those off, and she'll just keep that money for doing the work there, and then I'm selling all the ones that are valuable. Here's a Timbuk2 bag. This was $2. It's got a couple little stains on it, but it's still sold for 40 shipped on the best offer. Here's a Jurassic Park T-Rex little puppet, as you can see there. This wasn't a big buy. I have had them for a while. I bought them when I got the, I don't know if you guys may have seen it. It's the Jurassic Park like Raptor hatchling egg. It's still in the box. It was super cool 90s toy. This was there, plus another Jurassic Park, plus a sealed Digimon, a bunch of cool old toys the storage unit guy had. I paid like $220 that day. Sold the Raptor for $140 or something like that. I sold this guy for $50. And I think the Digimon should go for 100 and some. Plus I had a whole box of stuff. It was an awesome deal. I should make 300 or 400, maybe 500 when I'm all done with all the little odds and ends I had. But this guy sold for 50 shipped. Look out for the early Jurassic Park stuff. Some of it does really well, but this guy's awesome. So if I was like not really needing, if I had like a man cave or something, he might have been a keeper. But hopefully someone will enjoy him. Here is like a little telegraph thingy. I don't really know too much about it, but I bought a bunch of these. a bunch, I should say, like 3 for like 15 bucks. I sold one already for like 35 or 40, and then this one sold full price for 50 bucks. So we'll go ahead and take a look there. It's the Edwards number 1238, 20 ohms. Again, I don't know much else about it, but you can see it. Look out for something like that. It might sell. Here is an Olympus voice recorder. I paid $1 for this one. I thought it'd be worth a little bit more. It's got a little scratch in the front, but it actually sold for 11 shipped. It does work beautifully, but only 11 shipped. But who cares? I mean, it's 11 shipped. That's actually pretty good still. Shouldn't be complaining. Barbie collectors, Hunger Games Catching Fire, Black Label, Finnick. I bought 3 of these guys for $5 each at this new thrift store, which I just told my wife I want to go back this weekend to see if they have anything else. I bought 3 of them though, and I sold this one for 37 shipped. I think the same price I sold the other one for. So $5 into 37. We still have one more to go. This is like I forget what it's called. You'll see on the screen. It's like a military type thing, like I think to like stop the blood or something if you have like a wound on your arm. A tourniquet? I don't remember. But you'll see on the screen, guys. You don't have to know everything that you sell. You just have to. There, you can see the picture. This was in the big military buy I had from Storage Unit Guy. This sold for 70 shipped on a best offer. So awesome deal for that. This is a Westinghouse little watt hour meter. This came in a buy I had when I bought these guys from an estate sale. If you also saw some G-scale trains that I sold, they also came there. This was 20 bucks, and I was supposed to buy another one for another 20, but I left it there and forgot it to get. I didn't pay for it, but I forgot to grab it. This sold for 70 shipped on a best offer. Not an amazing deal, but it's super small, compact. It's heavy. We'll definitely go pirate ship, but I'm just happy to get it out of here. So 20 bucks into 70. Not an amazing deal, but still pretty cool. And then this is a Death Eater Harry Potter wand. My wife had bought a bunch of these. I think I went over it before. $5 each from Walmart. They were mystery packs, so you don't know which wand you're going to get. There's 9 in total. We bought them all, opened them, and then we're selling them individually. Then we had a couple of full sets we were selling. This one got opened by my son, and we didn't put it away properly. And over time, the case got beat up, and the bag got lost, and I had to sell it like this. It still sold for 20 shipped. We were getting about 25 bucks for them when we listed them as just brand new out of the box, but I sold this one used and got 20 shipped, so that was pretty cool. I think that's everything, guys, that I have for you. If anything else sells, I know one more thing, like I said, I know it's at stored, but if anything else comes through, I'll show that. If you have any questions, guys, let me know. Hey everyone, final sale from the weekend. This is a Cuisinart. It's like a DLC. It's like a Prep 7, I think is what it's called. You'll see on the screen, but this is a lid. There's no pusher. Normally there's a pusher that goes in here. This is the lid and the chute. This sold for 28 shipped. I just buy the food processor. Sorry, son, hopefully you're okay back there. But I just buy the food processor and then kind of part out every little piece. So 28 shipped on this. Probably costs about 10 to ship. They'll just go in a box and go priority mail, but we'll still make some money there.